and Friends, the only community-based organization in the DC region, provides home-delivered medically tailored meals and nutrition therapy to our neighbors living with cancer, HIV, AIDS, and other serious illnesses.
What an incredible organization. And today we are joined by Chef Rashid of Food and Friends and Chef Tang of Rooster and Owl to discuss medically tailored meals and the mighty mission of Food and Friends. Thank you both so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And thank you for all you do for our community. This is an incredible project.
Well, thank you for having us. We really appreciate the opportunity to shine, you know?
Yeah, well, tell us first a little bit more about not only the food that you brought here that is medically tailored, but how it also plays its role in the mission of Food and Friends.
Well, you know, so medically tailored, that's a specific definition, and what that means is that the food that we serve has been created and by dietitians and the chefs, and we create meals that are specific to people's individual illnesses.
Okay. So, for example, if someone was diabetic and then you want to make it glucose specific or something of that nature. So
what we focus on is calories, protein, carbohydrates, things like that. What's that? So really what happens is that if sometimes people have multiple types of illnesses, so we try to, like some things, renal folks who are dealing with renal illnesses can't do beans or tomatoes. Of course, we cater to vegetarians as well. So we try to, encompass a lot of illnesses and a lot of diet types.
Wonderful.
And there is a big event coming up, is that right?
That's right.
Can you talk a little bit about it?
Well, we have Chef's Best. This is our 32nd annual Chef's Best. And what it is an opportunity for Food and Friends to shine, to have the community come together, and it's a big fundraiser for us. So, we really, we have chefs from, I think this year is like 30 more chefs that are coming from, and Juan is our chef chair this year.
Oh, wow.
So we're blessed to have him because he's been able to bring in a lot of really big name chefs and mixologists to help make our event perfect.
I love that. And there's an auction, is that right?
That is correct. That's
Tell us more about that.
Well, the auction, people donate things, and it's a traditional auction. Some is silent auctions, but there's also an auction where a live component where people get to bid on fabulous vacations.
Yeah.
And I think last year there was electric bikes and guitars and all kinds of stuff. And yeah.
Very cool.
And Chef Juan, can you tell us a little bit about why you chose to participate?
So I strongly believe in the mission that they do here. My mom actually passed away with cancer almost 12 years ago. She was really fortunate to have my dad around, who's also a chef, that was able to make her really delicious and nutritious meals on her last days. And this is basically what Food and Friends does for 1.7 million people a year.
Yeah.
So it's a really important mission that I truly believe in. And I was super honored when they asked me if I wanted to be the chef chair, bring some of my friends to do this event, and I said, of course. And I think we're going to have a great event.
Yeah, and the great thing is, in 2024, we actually served our 30th millionth meal.
Wow.
Yes.
So. Whoa.
I know. That is powerful.
That is it's such a powerful testimony, and the work that you guys are doing is amazing. How can our audience get involved? How can they attend?
Well, so you can go to our website, and I'm sure there's still a few tickets left on there. If you're unable to attend, then you're welcome to go to our website and donate funds if you can afford it, or there's always volunteer opportunities. So people can sign up for volunteerships, because Food and Friends, guess what? Who are the friends? Our volunteers. It was started by volunteers, and volunteers will always be a part of Food and Friends.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, thank you for all you do for our community. And Chef, thank you for jumping in and getting involved.
All right. Well, thank you all.
Absolutely.